Colorado High School Activities Association baseball is on B106 and B106.com this afternoon from Bigfoot Turf Farms. Even though it's still partly morning, it's the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs against the Valley Vikings. John Beltran with Press Salcedo. Should be a very good game here with the Mustangs at 7-0, just defeating the Weld Central Rebels in the completion of the suspended game 15-4 with 4 runs at the bottom of the fourth. Valley goes in at 5-1, although they're coming off a loss to Berthoud on Thursday by a 7-2 score. It'll be Carter Chacon on the mound for the Vikings. Here's the Mustang starting lineup. Batting first is the pitcher David Mendez. The shortstop Ulysses Hernandez bats second. Isial Franco, the third baseman, hits third. James Martins, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. The left-hander Nate Alexander hits fifth. He's actually the left fielder. Jared Bowman first hits sixth. Jacob Frick, the right fielder, bats seventh. The DH Wes Anderson hits eighth. And Tony Zwetzik, the second baseman, will bat ninth, and the right-hander, Chacon, delivers. Fastball is grounded foul up the third base side. And towards the Mustang dugout, it's no balls and 1 strike. And we will set up this team defensively for Valley. Romero Martinez at first. Austin Bruns is the second baseman. Andrew Kern at third. In between them, Levi Montoya at short. Here's the wind and the offering. And that breaking ball nearly hit him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Troy right and left. Jacob Joseph in center. The right fielder is Logan Wilson. Peyton Chacon is behind the plate. The stretch. And the 1-1. Fisted on the ground to the third baseman. 1 big hop in the throw to first as David Mendez is retired by Andrew Kern. And there is 1 down here in the top half of the first inning. 1 down, the batter will be Ulysses Hernandez. You know what, Price? This Chacon looks like he can bring it.
Yeah, much different approach too.
Swung on and lifted into center field. That ball's got some carry, but ranging under it is Jacob Joseph, and he makes the catch. Yeah, I mean, they have to adjust from what they saw with Justin Smith at Weld Central, who was an all-speed pitcher.
No doubt. You can see that he's bringing the heat and is keeping the ball down.
So 2 down here after the pop-out by the Mustang shortstop, Ulysses Hernandez. Here's Isial Franco. Franco hitting in the third spot. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. You don't have to travel out of town to receive the best at most advanced hearing health care. Platte Valley Hearing Center, 409 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. And the 1-0. Swag and a miss on a fastball at the letters, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now you need quick wrists against this right-hander, Carter Chacon. And the offering. The breaking ball is down and in. Peyton Chacon, by the way, is the catcher for this Valley Viking team. It's 2-1. The offering. Fastball is outside. Ball 3, strike 1 to the Mustang third baseman, Franco. On deck is James Martins. And the offering. Ooh, that ball clipped him. I think it got him. Maybe part of the helmet. But it would have been ball 4 either way. Instead, it scored as a hit by pitch. So, Franco's at first for James Martins. Martins, the cleanup hitter for the Mustangs this year off that game against Weld Central, in which he had a couple of hits. The stretch by Chacon. 2-step lead at first. The offering. Breaking ball is lined for a base hit in the left field. Hit so hard, though, that Franco can only advance to second. And the Mustangs have their first hit of the game, so some 2-out thunder. And that's going to bring up Nate Alexander, the left fielder. Alexander's got some pop and certainly a lot of speed if he can hit the ball into the gap. The stretch by Chacon and the offering. Fastball swung on and missed. Looks like against this guy, you have to take short swings.
You do. He's bringing the heat, and you got to be ready.
Yeah. Yeah, you take a long swing here. It takes a long time to get that bat through the zone. 2 on, 2 out. And the offering. Breaking ball is down and in. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Look to the team at Valley View Villa for rehab, short-term, or long-term care needs. 815 Fremont, or call them 867-8261. Valley View Villa. Frank off of second. Martin's off of first. 1-1 pitch. Outside. Looked like he threw that from a sidearm angle. Ball 2, strike 1 to Nate Alexander. Got a huge gap there in right center as the center fielder, Joseph, playing towards left center. Fastball is high. Well, and this is the one thing I think you want to do with a hard-throwing pitcher, build up the pitch count.
I agree, and the other thing that you can do, as you mentioned, the gap in the right field, you can always take it that way if you just go with a pitch.
And that time he swung and missed at a fastball right below the letters. Now the advantage here is that the Mustangs will have their runners taking off. Got the full count, 2 out, 2 on in the top of the first inning. The stretch by Chacon. Payoff to Alexander. Fastball is lifted towards the second baseman. It should be a routine play to his left. And making the catch is Austin Bruns. And the inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the first from Bigfoot Turf Farms, Fort Morgan, nothing. Valley is coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs stranded a couple of runners in the top half of the first inning. Here's the Valley lineup as we head to the bottom of the first inning against right-hander David Mendez. Austin Bruns, the second baseman, hits first. Left fielder Troy Wright is the second hitter. The catcher Peyton Chacon bats third. The cleanup hitter is the pitcher Carter Chacon. Ramiro Martinez, the first baseman, hits fifth. Center fielder Jacob Joseph bats sixth. Andrew Kern, the third baseman, hits seventh. The right fielder Logan Wilson hits eighth. And Levi Montoya is the shortstop, batting ninth for Valley. For the Mustangs in the infield, Jared Bowman is at first. Tony Swedzik is at second. Isial Franco, the third baseman. Ulysses Hernandez is the shortstop. In the outfield, Nate Alexander's in left. Sergio Paquera is in center. Jacob Frick in right. James Martin's behind the plate. And on the mound is David Mendez, who already has a no-hitter this year. In fact, the Denver Post documented there were 12 no-hitters in a 16-day period in the month of March. And Mendez had one of those, a 2-1 victory in the first game of that La Junta tournament. It was over La Junta. And, of course, he was masterful against Welch Central in that 7-1 victory 10 days ago, in which he struck out 15 over 6 innings. And in his first outing of the year, threw a no-hitter that became a one-hitter when Ulysses Hernandez cleaned it up in a victory over Conifer. That was a 17-0 victory. So not only has Mendez barely really given up any runs, he's barely given up any hits. He's been that effective. Here's Austin Bruns, the right-handed hitting second baseman for Valley, to begin the bottom of the first inning. Fastball is fouled straight back. I think that's all we're going to see. Press, a lot of heat with some breaking stuff thrown in there.
And on the hands, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, no doubt. The 0-1 pitch, fastball is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. To the first place hitter, Austin Bruns, here in the bottom of the first inning for Valley. And the pitch, the breaking ball is right there. Man, that had some sharp break to it.
That was a nice curveball.
That's a late action, too. I mean, that makes it that much more difficult when you can't pick it up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the offering, swung on and fisted foul and off to the right and out of play. B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in Fort Morgan can help you save water, energy, and the environment without sacrificing quality and performance. Change for the better. B&B Appliance. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mendez delivers. The breaking ball is upstairs. And it's the same philosophy for Valley. You can build up the pitch count, get Mendez out of there early or Chacon out of there early for Valley, and then you get to the bullpen and see what happens from there. And the 2-2. Breaking ball called strike 3 on the inside corner at the knees. And now you find out very quickly why Mendez has been racking up the strikeouts, because that was a nasty pitch. 1 down here for Troy Wright. Tall right-handed hitter for Valley. Mendez gets the sign from James Martin. The pitch. Fastball is low. Off of Martin's glove, 1 ball and no strikes. For the bottom half of the first inning. And the 1-0 pitch swung on and fouled back by the left fielder. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hopefully we'll have a lot of baseball weather like we're having today throughout the course of the season. And it's only going to warm up, at least throughout the rest of the day. Fastball is fisted foul and off to the right. That's how to play. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Mustangs at 7-0 going into the game. Valley at 5-1. So 2 very good baseball teams. Valley playing in the Patriot League. They'll face the Brush Beat Diggers this year on 10-10. The pitch. Breaking ball is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Troy Wright. The pitch. Breaking ball is grounded right back to Mendez. Nice play to his right. Sets and throws to first. And there are 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. That's the other thing, Press, I know you teach at the younger levels. You can be a good pitcher, but you have to field your position.
There's no doubt. You have to be ready to field if you throw the ball.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, they throw and they're not ready for the ball back to them. And the simple plays are sometimes the ones you got to make. Here is Peyton Chacon. The pitch. Little short arm there in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs had 2 base runners in the top of the first on a walk and a base hit, but they stranded those 2. 1-0. Breaking ball is inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Peyton Chacon, the Valley catcher, with Carter Chacon, the Valley pitcher, on deck. The offering. That's right there for a strike at the knees down the middle. With a fastball, it's 2-1. And Mendez works quickly. That's what the infielders love, too. 2-1 pitch. Fastball is down and in. Ball 3, strike 1 to Peyton Chacon. Mendez gets the signs from Martins. And the 3-1 pitch swung on and fouled back with a fastball. He challenged him. Chacon got a piece of it. It's 3-2. I think Mendez, he's somebody who feels confident enough. He might throw a 3-2 curveball. It's unconventional. More than likely, you go with a fastball with nobody on base. 3-2 pitch. He did go with a breaking ball. He struck him out. Called strike 3 on the inner half. 1-2-3 as we head to the second inning. No score between Fort Morgan and Valley on B106 and B106.com. All right, not in the press box, but it's John and Press here from Bigfoot Turf Farms as we head to the second inning. No score between Fort Morgan and Valley right here on B106 and B106.com. And these pitchers, they didn't match each other pitch for pitch. I think Mendez a little bit better than Chacon in the first inning, but Press, if either team scores 4 or 5 runs in this game, I might be surprised based on the way they commanded the strike zone in the first inning.
No, I think we're in for a good game, good short game, and hopefully Fort Morgan Mustang win.
Yeah, well, Mendez certainly was on his A game with a couple of strikeouts there in the first inning. And here we go in the top of the second with Jared Bohm, the junior first baseman, stepping in against the right-hander Carter Chacon. Down and away in the dirt with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. To Jared Bohm. Winding the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Buildings by Design and Brush takes pride in their workmanship and quality of their relationships with clients. Here is the 2-0 offering. Fastball is fouled off to the right and out of play. For a free bid, call Pat Walter, 842-5837. Building today's business, Buildings by Design. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball is right there on the outer half, thigh high, and the count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chacon lays down the sign. The other Chacon delivers. Breaking ball is inside. 3-2 to Jared Bohm. Here's the wind and offering. Fastball is drilled foul. Home run distance, or near, well, not quite, but it's foul off to the left side. And the count remains at 3-2 to Jared Bohm. And the Mustangs are doing a nice job of working the count here. I mean, he's thrown 22 pitches, 11 strikes, 11 balls, so he still has to command the strikes a little bit better. Another payoff pitch here to the first baseman, Bohm. Here it is. Swung on and fisted foul out of play. And this is exactly what you want. Opening hitter. Just like when you lead off a game, this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. I mean, you save so many outs as a pitcher if you can get the first hitter out at 2 or 3 pitches, but this will be a different story here. Pay off the ball. Fastball is low. Well, that's a disciplined eye press. It didn't miss by much.
No, he did not. And I think they have a good game plan coming in. The pitcher has been a little wild, so you want to do that. He's been up and down, so as a Mustang, you do want to take a few pitches just to get him to throw.
Yep, and that's exactly what Jared Bohm did there. Here is Jacob Frick squaring the bunt, lays it up the first base side. Excellent bunt, picked up by the pitcher, second baseman covering late, and did he get him? No. I thought the tag was applied, though, by Bruns. Bruns is saying the tag was applied, but they're going to call him safe. Well, we'll just call that a base hit because the second baseman got over late. And I think he was claiming that the tag was applied, but nonetheless, it is beat out there. Yeah, they're calling him safe. Well, the Mustangs might have gotten a break there, but either way, here's Wes Anderson. Well, you don't make it difficult on the umpire if you get over as a second baseman, and that's what happened. Bruns got over a little bit late and then makes the decision that much more difficult for the umpire. So first and second, squaring the bunt is Anderson. That pitch is up and away.
Well, and you said it, John. I think the bunt was perfect, and they made it up on the second baseman. Did not get on the base on time, which is what made the play safe.
Yeah, well, he's playing deep in the hole, and it's a long run over there. And the first baseman over there, Ramiro Martinez, had to give way to the pitcher who made the play. Squaring the bunt, that is in the dirt. He gets by the catcher, Chacon, all the way towards the screen. Advancing the wild pitch to third is Bowman. To second is Frick. Well, now the bunt is certainly off. 2 balls and no strikes to the left-handed hitting DH, Wes Anderson, a junior. The stretch by Chacon with an open stance, the pitch. And that fastball is up and away. 3 balls and no strikes with Tony Zwedzig on deck. Maybe I opened my mouth up too early, so this could be a 2-1 or 3-2 game. Mustangs are generating a rally. The bases are loaded after the 4-pitch walk to Anderson. And again, Chacon struggling. 16 balls and only 13 strikes. He's bringing the heat, but right now he's got to find the strike zone. And here comes Tony Zwedzig, the 9th place hitter in the lineup. And with the way Mendez has pitched all year, you could break this thing open here in the second inning.
Well, I think Valley agrees with you, John. I think that playing in at the corners, hoping to cut the run at the plate. But I'm with you. I think Morgan can blow it right open here.
Without a doubt. You don't have to close on your house alone. Northern Colorado Title, 130 West Kiowa and Fort Morgan can provide you with a stress-free closing and leather jackets, T-shirts, and more. Bijou T-Quest at 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan for all of your sports apparel. That's Bijou T-Quest. So they had the conference on the mound. And now let's see what the Mustangs can do with the bases loaded. Nobody out, no score. In the top of the second inning from Bigfoot Turf Farms. At third is Bohm. He walked. Frick reached in a bunt single, and Anderson walked. And Chacon will pitch out of the stretch. The pitch, fastball right down the middle for a strike, belt high. As Press mentioned, in on the corners. If the ball's hit in the middle, they'll play for the double play and concede the run. No balls and 1 strike to Zwedzig. The offering. Breaking ball is in the dirt, blocked by Peyton Chacon. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, I'd love to see that right center field gap exploited. That is some huge territory. I feel like I'm at Coors watching the amount of space here. 1-1. Fastball, low and away. I got to the strike zone here. I think it's been very consistent. These these hitters know, because that pitch was close, but it did miss. Ball 2, strike 1. To Zwedzik, the offering. Fastball is hit on the ground, slowly back to the pitcher, to the plate. That's the force. No other play to be made. It was a slow roller as Bohm is forced out at the plate. So that fielder's choice will go 1-2, and the bases are reloaded for David Mendez. Mendez grounded out to begin the game. The stretch and pitch, and that changeup is a strike. Wow, that's the best pitch he's thrown. And Mendez grounded out the third to begin the game. And the 0-1. Breaking ball is a strike. Well, that looked like it was a little bit high. No balls and 2 strikes. Now you really have to protect. The bases were loaded with nobody out. Now there's 1 down, and Mendez is down to the count at 0-2. The offering. Fastball is popped up. That should be the infield fly. In a shallow right center field, though, the second baseman goes out. Nobody can tag as the catch is made by Austin Brunts. There's 2 down. Oh, and that's what happens when you get ahead in the count. You force the batter to swing at a tough pitch, and I think he swung at a strike, but it was in on his hands. Here's Ulysses Hernandez. Hernandez popped to center in the opening inning. So the bases are still loaded with 2 down. Stretch and the offering. The breaking ball is in the dirt, blocked nicely by Chacon. Jacob Frick is at third, Wes Anderson at second, Tony Zwedzik at first. The stretch. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss at a fastball at the letters. Yeah, if you're going to swing at that pitch, better to miss. You can't do anything with that pitch. I think it was 2 up in the zone. 1-1. And the offering. Well, he's short on that one, and a good play there by Chacon. That was way outside in the dirt. Ball 2, strike 1. Presses is it right now. This your hitter's count at 2-1.
This is where you want to be if you're Fort Morgan.
Yeah, because you can't. You get a strike here, you got to put it in play and get a base hit. The 2-1 swung on and fouled again. That was up in the zone. And the count at 2-2. And Carter Chacon is 1 pitch away from getting out of a bases-loaded, no-out jam here in the second inning. Runners take their leads. Chacon out of the stretch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. And all he's got to do is step on home plate, and that's what Chacon does. And he records his strikeout. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, and the bases were left loaded. The Mustangs failed to score despite having the bases full with nobody out. We head to the bottom of the second inning. No score between Fort Morgan and Valley on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran and Press Salcedo back from Bigfoot Turf Farms. We head to the bottom of the second inning, and the Fort Morgan Mustangs and Valley Vikings are scoreless, and David Mendez will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Carter Chacon, Ramiro Martinez, and Jacob Joseph. And we have Chacon, big, strong left-handed hitter, stepping in against Mendez, who struck out 2 in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch, fastball is fisted foul off to the left and off a left tire. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that's why we parked way out there. Avoid further broken glass. The wind and the 0-1. Swung on and grounded slowly to short. Charging is Hernandez. He's got it. He sidearms to first for the out. And there's 1 down in the bottom of the second inning. That's a nice advantage that Ulysses has because he throws so well from that position. He doesn't have to lift the arm. He just throws almost from about a couple of inches above the grass and throw him out by about 3 or 4 steps. Here's Ramiro Martinez. The pitch. The breaking ball is in the dirt. Martinez, the first baseman for Valley this afternoon. Well, still morning time at 11:40 with no score in the bottom of the second inning. And the 1-0 offering. Fastball, a strike at the knees. The count is level at 1-1 for the best prices and special offers on top quality car parts and accessories. Visit Central Auto Parts, 1001 West Platte Avenue, Fort Morgan. Swing, and a miss on a fastball down below the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Even with a headset press, we can hear that glove pop.
Yes, we can.
Very nicely. And the 1-2. Ooh, that ball got behind him on the breaking ball. Ball 2, strike 2 to Ramiro Martinez with 1 out. The base is empty in the bottom half of the second inning. No score between Fort Morgan and Valley. We'll be back here when the Brush Beefeaters play later on this season, next month. Swung on and grounded right back to Mendez. He nice stab to his left. Tosses to first for the out. That's what Press and I were talking about earlier, fielding your position. And that he made it look routine, but it was anything but routine.
And again, it's being ready after you deliver the pitch and being ready to be the fifth infielder out there to help yourself out.
Well, a lot of that has to do with mechanics, too. Mendez has the mechanics. He follows through very nicely. So 2 down. The pitch, swag, and a miss on a fastball to Jacob Joseph. No balls and 1 strike. Mendez has yet to allow a base runner. He's retired the first 5 Vikings. The offering, curveball is up and in. Ball 1, strike 1. Jacob Joseph, the center fielder for Valley. The pitch, upstairs with a heater. 2-1. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do. Every second counts. As a Level 3 trauma center, Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any kind of emergency, bringing quality care to the community. Fastball, a strike on the outer half at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Martins is a nice target, big, strong catcher for Fort Morgan. And experienced, a second-year starter. He gets the sign from the dugout and head coach Josh Langford. And the 2-2 pitch, fisted foul towards the Valley dugout on the right side. How do you hit that ball and it doesn't hurt? That hurt me. I mean, you can't really take a full swing there. You just got to protect.
That's the only way you won't hurt. Take a half swing.
Exactly. 2-2. Curveball is lined into center field for a base hit. And Valley has their first hit of the game. And one of the very few hits allowed this year by David Mendez.
And that is also how you get a base hit, by just getting the barrel of the bat out in front and, you just put the ball in play.
Yeah, it looked like just a nice, compact swing. Here's Andrew Kern for Valley with 2 out, 1 on. The stretch by Mendez. The offering. Fastball, a strike on the outer half, just below belt level. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Andrew Kern, the third baseman for the Vikings. Throw back to first, nothing doing there. Again, you can follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com. Just click on the link. The pitch, fastball is up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Valley third baseman. Mustangs had a huge opportunity in the top of the second. Bases were loaded, nobody out, but a ground out, a pop-up, and then the final hitter struck out. The pitch, fastball, low. Ball 2, strike 1 to Andrew Kern. Jacob Joseph at first after a 2-out single. He's got a very short lead over there. Mendez gets the sign, the stretch, and the 2-1 offering. The breaking ball is down and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. The one thing, these pitchers are building up their pitch counts. Mendez now 34 pitches, and we know Chacon threw quite a few in that second inning. So you got to get this hitter if you can, not to extend yourself too much. Throw back to first, back at diving is Joseph. Awaiting the 3-1 pitch to Andrew Kern. The stretch by David Mendez. The offering. Swang and a miss on a fastball that tied him up. 3-2. After that pitch, I know he threw a 3-2 breaking ball in the first, but if you can't catch up with a fastball,
no reason to go to the curve here.
Exactly. Especially with a runner on, and he's going to be taking off. Let's see what Mendez decides to do. The stretch. 3-2. Fastball is upstairs, and he walked him. So right decision, just couldn't execute the pitch he wanted. Logan Wilson will now step in for Valley. Wilson, the right fielder, hitting out of the 8th position. This is what the Mustangs did in the first inning. The first 2 were retired. Then they got 2 on base but could not score. So the Mustangs have stranded 5. Pitch to Wilson. Breaking ball is a beauty on the inner half for a strike. Thigh high, it's 0-1.
And that could be why he might have wanted to go with the 2 instead of the 1 on the last batter.
Absolutely. The stretch. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Boy, you got to start much earlier there, and Wilson was way behind on this fastball thrown by David Mendez. Now you really got to shorten up. No balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if Mendez goes with pure gas here. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball right down the middle, and the inning is over. Valley comes up with a hit. No errors, and there were 2 men left. We head to the 3rd inning. After the break, no score between Fort Morgan and Valley from Bigfoot Turf Farms right here on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran and Press Salcedo back from Bigfoot Turf Farms. No score between Fort Morgan and Valley. We head to the 3rd inning, and Carter Chacon has already thrown 41 pitches, 21 for strikes, 20 for balls. David Mendez has thrown 37, I believe. I'll have to check back on that. The heart of the order for the Mustangs is Franco steps in, and the fastball is a strike on the outer half of the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Franco was hit by a 3-1 pitch, but it was one of 2 Mustangs stranded on the bases in the first. Breaking ball is down and in. The count is level at 1-1. Yeah, if we go 7 innings, both of these pitchers are going to throw close to 100 pitches, if not more, unless they can get some 1, 2, 3 innings under their belt. Ball 2, as that pitch was short-armed in the dirt. Yeah, looking at Chacon so far, as I mentioned, his ball-to-strike ratio is pretty much even. The pitch, fastball, a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-2. He's walked a couple and struck out 1. The pitch, just outside with a fastball. Good job of framing by Peyton Chacon, but it was off the plate. 3-2. Franco digs in. He's right on top of that plate trying to protect the pitch. Inside corner called strike 3, and Franco is the second strikeout victim of Carter Chacon. And couldn't have done much with that pitch.
No,
it looked like it was riding inside.
And I have to agree with him. It looked to be inside.
Yeah. I mean, how do you hit that one? I mean,
you can't. You've got to take your chances.
And the breaking ball is a strike, and I think that's a missed call right there. There's no question about it. That pitch was low. No balls and 1 strike, and the Mustang dugout doesn't like it at all. And that's a couple of pitches in a row that went against the Mustangs. And I think Josh Langford trying to compose James Martins. He steps out of the batter's box. The wind and the 0-1. Swung on and foul-tipped into Chacon's glove. It's 0-2. And baseball can change just like that. 1 or 2 pitches, you get a call that goes against you, and now you got to regroup. The wind and the 0-2 pitch. Fastball is upstairs. A waste pitch there thrown by Carter Chacon as the wind picks up. Actually getting a little bit colder because of the wind, but it should calm down momentarily. The offering, and that ball hit him on the breaking ball. So Martins at first on the hit by pitch. That's the second Mustang already hit in this game after Misael Franco was hit in the first inning. And here's Nate Alexander. Alexander's 0 for 1. He popped to the second baseman. On the bases, when they had first and second, that is, and that fastball's there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. We're in the top half of the 3rd inning. No score between Fort Morgan and Valley. Barnes at first, got a 2-step lead. Step off, no throw by Carter Chacon, committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. The pitch, breaking ball is swung on and driven into the right center field gap. Barnes is around second. That ball's headed towards the fence and caught up by Joseph. He's around third, and he's going to be able to score on the 1-out double. by Nate Alexander. The Mustangs lead 1-0 here in the top of the third inning. Perfect hit and run executed by Fort Morgan.
And the split ahead, the outfielders out there, like you had mentioned, John. The gap was there just for the taking.
Yeah.
Went with a pitch and split him up.
Oh, that's baseball. That is perfectly executed baseball on the offensive side. Here's Jared Ball. Ball walked. And that is fisted right back to the mound. And throwing to first is Chacon. Retreating back to second is Nate Alexander. He might have been able to make it to third. He made the right baseball play, but Chacon really didn't check initially. And Alexander just strode back to second, so there's 2 down here in the top half of the third inning. And stepping in for the Mustangs, Jacob Frick. Fastball in the dirt, blocked by Peyton Chacon. 1 ball and no strikes. So Fort Morgan has taken the lead here in the third inning. And Alexander's got a lot of speed out there. If Frick can get a base hit, the offering swung on and grounded left side. The third baseman with an easy play in the throw to first as Andrew Kern retires. Jacob Frick, 5-3. The inning is over. The Mustangs get a run on a base hit. No errors and a man left. 2.5 complete. Fort Morgan 1, Valley nothing on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs with a 1-0 lead over the Valley Vikings as we head to the bottom of the third inning, getting an RBI double from Nate Alexander. And David Mendez, who's allowed 1 hit over the first 2 innings and struck out 4, will face the 9-1-2 hitters, Levi Montoya, Austin Brunts, and Troy Wright. And with the way Mendez has pitched this year, Press and I were talking off air, who knows, that could be enough, but you don't want to feel too comfortable there. Just a 1-0 lead for Fort Morgan. So here we go as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. And Montoya stepping in. The pitch. Fastball is taken for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, the Mustangs don't have to rely on their defense too much with the way Mendez has been tossing all year. The breaking ball is in the dirt. And Mendez doesn't want to outsmart himself here too early. You got the number 9 hitter. Breaking ball, something you don't have to go to. 2-0. But you could, obviously now he's going to go with a heater against Montoya. The pitch. Fastball, a strike. Belt high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, actually, 3 strikeouts, not 4 here for Mendez. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball is inside. 3-1. 2 strikeouts in the first inning, 1 in the second. Mendez closed out the inning with a 3-pitch strikeout against Andrew Kern. Gets the sign from Martins. And the 3-1 offering. Fastball is low. It's making a 5-pitch walk. Second walk of the game issued by Mendez. Press, you got to go to the small ball here.
Yeah, you got to assume that they're going to try to move him over here.
So Franco playing in third, anticipating a bunt. Certainly, Montoya's got some speed at first. Got about a 2.5 to 3 step lead. Throw back to first. A little bit of a wide throw, and he got him. Well, he's able to pick him off. Boy, great move there by Mendez, and picked off was Montoya. He got him at just the right time, that split second. And boy, does that make the inning that much easier. As Bohm applied the tag. Wind and pitch. Swung on and fisted foul off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, basically the runner dove right back into the tag. I mean, that was that good of a throw. The wind and offering. The breaking ball is upstairs, and the count is level with 1 ball and 1 strike to Austin Brunts, who struck out looking in the opening frame. Barnes lays down the sign. And a pitch. Grounded to the left side of the shortstop. Hernandez backhanded. Long throw to first, and that's going to be late. On the backhand play by Hernandez, it'll be a base hit, the second of the game for the Valley Vikings. And that's where baseball can just become a game of bad fortune for the defense and good fortune for the team at the plate. Just put in the right spot. That'll bring up Troy Wright, who grounded back to the mound in the opening inning. So 1 out, 1 on. That's why that pickoff was huge. We could be looking at 2 on and nobody out, with Fort Morgan holding a 1-0 lead over Valley, squaring to bunt, and that one is taken for a ball throw back to first, back at standing. Over there is Brunts. 1 ball and no strikes. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car truck of your choice, squaring to bunt it up the first baseline. Mendez will field. He will tag out the hitter running by. The sacrifice is successful. There's 2 down. So 2 down. And advancing to second is Brunts. Here's Peyton Chacon. Chacon struck out looking to end the first inning. Stretched by Mendez. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Mustangs scored their run in the top half of this frame on a 1-out double by Nate Alexander. The offering swung on and fisted into shallow right field. That's going to be trouble. Ranging in, and that ball is going to drop for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring is going to be Austin Brunts on the Texas Leaguer. Hit by Peyton Chacon, and the game is deadlocked at 1 as Jacob Frick was racing towards that baseball, but pressed 2 base hits in the inning that the Mustangs really couldn't do anything about.
That's exactly what I was thinking, John. I mean, he made the right pitch, and the hitter just fisted out of there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just bad luck. And because of that, this game is tied. Here's Carter Chacon. Straight up at noon, this is B106 KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan, John Beltran, and Press Salcedo. And the breaking ball is upstairs. Both teams have tallied a run here in the third inning. Valley with an infield hit. Then you play the small ball, you advance them as they did, and then the Texas Leaguer there by Peyton Chacon. The pitch. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. To Carter Chacon. Yeah, that's the beauty of baseball on one side and the ugliness of baseball on the other. Throw back to first, back in diving is Peyton Chacon. 2 balls and no strikes. To the Valley left-handed hitter. The pitch swung on and fisted foul out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. To the opposing pitcher. Your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard is Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. And the pitch swung on and driven foul and out of play off to the left. Giving chase is the third baseman, Franco. But that twist foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Mustangs looking to stay unbeaten. They are 7-0. Valley is 5-1, coming off a 7-2 loss to Berthoud. Let's see if Mendez goes with a breaking ball here at 2-2 with 2 down. The pitch. Upstairs, runner going to throw to second is high, and sliding in safely is Peyton Chacon. So he's got the stolen base, and with a base hit, Valley can take the lead. 3-2. This will be the 57th pitch thrown by Mendez. Lots of pitches, but Chacon is also in the same boat. Here it is. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him. And the inning is over. However, Valley scores a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. 3 complete from Bigfoot Turf Farms. Fort Morgan 1, Valley 1 on B106 and B106.com. 1-1, Fort Morgan and Valley as we head to the top of the 4th inning from Bigfoot Turf Farms. John Beltran and Press Salcedo back here is Carter Chacon. beginning his fourth inning of work here for Valley. And these teams have capitalized at times and not at others. The Mustangs had the bases loaded and nobody out in the second inning, did not score. But they finally did score in the top half of the third inning. But then Valley was able to counter with a base hit by Peyton Chacon, scoring a run in the bottom of the third. Here's Wes Anderson stepping in for Fort Morgan. Line and pitch. Fastball is away. 1 ball and no strikes. Anderson walked in the opening plate appearance for him back in the second inning. The pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outer half. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike to the Mustang DH. The pitch swung on and grounded to the second baseman. An easy play there. And the throw to first, and Anderson is retired on that Sunday hop to Austin Brunson. There's 1 down. One down for Tony Zwedzik. He was the hitter with the bases loaded and nobody out in the second, and he grounded back to the mound. And they forced the runner at the plate, and that's what began that 1-2-3 process there for Chacon. Fastball, a strike on the inner half of the knees. And it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball is grounded to Brunson again at second. Takes another big hop. Throws to first. And Swedzik is out number 2. Well, this is what both pitchers wanted to do from the beginning, is to really establish the strike zone. Have these teams put the ball in play. So 2 down. The offering. Fastball is a strike to David Mendez. Mendez in the game is 0 for 2. Grounded to third. And popped to second. The pitch. Breaking ball is grounded sharply to short. And that ball is off the shortstop Montoya's glove into shallow center field. Mendez will reach on the air by Montoya. And the inning continues. Well, this is where teams who take it to the next level have to capitalize. Wouldn't surprise me if Mendez is going to be running here with Hernandez up and 2 down. Ulysses popped out and struck out swinging. He is 0 for 2. That's the first error of the game by either side. The pitch. The breaking ball is blocked but gets away from Chacon and far enough that Mendez advances on a wild pitch to second. All of a sudden, the pace of this game is picking up quite a bit.
It really has. It really has.
Yeah, I think Chacon is working even quicker. Mendez with a huge lead at second. A base hit will get the Mustangs the lead. Swung on and grounded on the left side. Diving is the shortstop. Montoya can't get to the baseball. It's into left field. Mendez rounding third. The throw will be cut off. It's an RBI single by Ulysses Hernandez in the top of the fourth inning, and the Mustangs have reclaimed the lead 2-1 over the Valley Vikings. And here is Misael Franco. The pitch. Fastball is inside. The stretch and the offering, and that is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. To build upon the lead are the Mustangs here. The offering. Swing and a miss. Fastball that tied him up. 2 balls and 1 strike to Franco with a runner at first. The Mustangs with a 2-1 lead. The pitch. The breaking ball is a strike. The runner going to throw to second. The tag is applied and out. Bruns applies a tag. And Hernandez is caught stealing. The inning is over, but the Mustangs get a run They get an RBI single from Ulysses Hernandez and take a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning after this on B106 and B106.com. Mustangs have a new pitcher as Nate Alexander is taking the hill. So we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. And the Mustangs with a 2-1 lead over the Valley Vikings. David Mendez now the shortstop. Wind and pitch, and the breaking ball's a beauty. No balls and one strike to Ramiro Martinez. Now we'll see what type of stuff Alexander has. He throws hard, but the control can be an issue. Swung on and fouled back. And the count is at no balls and 2 strikes. Martinez at 0 for 1 in the game. The pitch, fastball is swung on and fouled off to the right. Mustangs grabbed a 2-1 lead on the RBI single by Ulysses Hernandez. And let's see where Ulysses is at, because Mendez definitely short the pitch. And that is outside. Yeah, Ulysses at second now. So Swetzik is out of the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch from Alexander. Breaking ball is grounded to Mendez at short. He's got it. He sets. He throws high, but Bohm comes down on the bag. And there's 1 down. 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Yeah, that gets a little scary, but Mendez able to make the play. Here's Jacob Joseph hitting for Valley. Joseph in the game is 1 for 1. Swang, and I'm missing a fastball. 0-1. Yeah, Joseph had that infield hit, then later scored. The pitch. Fastball is inside. No, actually, he lined it into center. It's a later hitter that had that infield hit for Valley that later scored. The offering. Swang, and a miss. Boy, press. Alexander's bringing it.
He is definitely bringing it. I mean, it's almost like he didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Throwing very, very similar to what David was doing.
Swung on and fouled back. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, they almost look like the same pitcher. Wearing different uniforms, obviously. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the fourth inning. Fort Morgan with a 2-1 lead over Valley here for Bigfoot Turf Farms. The pitch. Swung on, lined up the middle, diving attempt by the second baseman Hernandez. It's a base hit into right center field for Jacob Joseph, who's now 2 for 2 in the game. And that ball was hit on a line. There's Andrew Kern, the third baseman. Kern walked in his first at bat. The stretch and the offering squaring the bunt. It's high on the breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes with 1 on and 1 out to Andrew Kern. Throw back to first. Ball gets away from Bohm. Runner headed to second. And the Mustangs have committed their first error of the game on that pickoff attempt. Hey, the throw didn't look that bad, but nonetheless, Joseph is into second.
Yeah, he just looked like he tried to apply the tag too quickly and misplayed the ball.
Yeah, so the error on the first base. We'll throw back to second, and back in diving is Joseph. Got to concentrate on the batter here with a 2-1 lead. 1 ball and no strikes to Kern in the bottom of the fourth inning. Alexander gets a sign from Martins, the stretch. And the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed just above belt level. And the count is level at 1-1. Two runs on 4 hits for Fort Morgan, 1 run on 4 hits for Valley. The pitch. Breaking ball is in the dirt, blocked by Martins. For the way he went down, I thought it almost got crossed up there. But either way, 2-1. You got to get these hitters. This is the bottom of the lineup here. 7 and 8. The pitch. Breaking ball is a beauty. Bell level. It's 2-2 to Andrew Kern. Fort Morgan scored in the third. Valley countered in the bottom half. Fort Morgan has scored here in the fourth. Valley trying to counter again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Kern. Breaking ball is in the dirt. Nice job by Martins. And that was one of those 53-footers. I mean, that was nowhere close.
Yeah, he done a good job blocking that pitch.
3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Nate Alexander in relief of David Mendez. The stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He pulled a fastball right by him. 2 down. Here's Logan Wilson, who struck out swinging. And because Mendez only went 3 innings, he's not the pitcher of record unless the game goes 5 innings, and it's doubtful that it's going to be a 5-inning game. Mustangs would have to explode here in the top of the 5th inning. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs and inside. 1-0 to Wilson. We'll get you the line on David Mendez coming up during the 5th inning. Run back through that performance. The look back to pitch. Breaking ball, a strike. Well, it's a good thing he didn't swing at that one. That hung quite a bit. But sometimes you get away with those.
That's right. That's where you don't want to throw the curveball.
1 ball, 1 strike. The offering. Swing and a miss. Belt high with a fastball. It's 1-2. To Logan Wilson. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and grounded slowly to short. Mendez will charge, and it goes underneath his glove into center field for a base hit. Rounding third is Jacob Joseph. The throw, and he's in there. And the game is tied at 2. And that will be an error on the Mustang shortstop, David Mendez, who quite frankly just lifted his glove. Unearned run allowed by Alexander, and for the 2nd straight inning, Valley has countered Fort Morgan's run. Here's Levi Montoya. He walked in his opening plate appearance. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball is low. Well, quite frankly, there they gave away a run. You commit 2 errors. 1 on a pickoff attempt, and maybe Mendez was shielded by the runner there.
And he was, and you can almost see it coming. You know, you saw the runner coming at him really soft, and he was tentative when he saw the runner running across him, and that's when he actually took his eyes away from the ball.
Yeah, he missed it. Right, you could clearly see that he lifted his glove, whereas if there was no runner coming by, he would have kept his glove in the same position. Throw back to first, and boy, nearly an errant throw. Nice play by Bohm. Back in diving is Logan Wilson. Two balls and no strikes. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and grounded on the right side. Hernandez goes down to a knee. Sidearms to first. The inning is over. However, not a good inning defensively for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, as Valley is able to score a run. And Valley in the inning did it on 1 hit, 2 errors, and a man left. We head to the 5th inning. Fort Morgan 2, Valley 2 on B106 and B106.com. Okay. We head to 5th inning. Fort Morgan and Valley deadlocked at 2. The pitch, fastball is down and in to Missile Franco. 1 ball and no strikes by Carter Chacon. Franco is 0 for 1. Fastball is very high. 2 balls and no strikes. Both teams have scored a run in each of the last 2 innings. So it's a 3-inning baseball game in essence. Fastball is upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. And the offering nearly hit him. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Franco. Chacon has thrown 38 strikes and 34 balls so far. Keeping community banking simple and committed to their community. Oregon Federal Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So after the 4-pitch walk, here is James Martins. Throw back to first, back in diving is Franco. And the pitch swung on and popped up on the right side in foul territory. Martinez gives chase, but it's out of play. It's 0-1. To James Martins. Martins with a base hit, and he was hit by a pitch, so he's 1 for 1 officially. Which team could take advantage of the remaining 9 outs on either side? Back in diving again on the throw to first is Franco. Yeah, Chacon's maybe got 2 innings left. The pitch, the breaking ball hit Martins in the left shoulder. That's the 3rd time that a Mustang has been hit. 2nd time Martins has been hit. Rush, you could tell that Martins is a big, strong guy. He wanted that ball to hit him once it was inside.
Yes, you can. I mean, he was going to take one for the team.
Yeah, he certainly did right there. And now, first and second. Let's see if we have a pitching change with the Mustangs now trying to reclaim the lead for the 3rd time. Yeah, it looks like that could have been Chacon's last pitch. We'll have a courtesy runner. That might be James Blackston for Morgan. And let's see, 44. Yeah, that's one of those.
Number 14.
Yeah, okay, that is Blackston, yeah. Okay. Just that my vision, amongst other things, is starting to deteriorate. Anyway, yeah, they're going to stick with Chacon. And Alexander to hit. You know how baseball is. You keep the pitcher in, one more batter. And I'm a little surprised only because he started to struggle. He's got to face Alexander, who had the biggest hit for the Mustangs so far in this game, that RBI double in the 4th inning. And he's still got a huge gap out there in right center. Squaring the bunt, and the pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Peyton Chacon. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, this makes it more difficult in the infield, and Alexander can fly. You put this down on the ground, you could create some real trouble. Squaring the bunt, and the pitch is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Alexander digging in. The bunt sign, I would assume, is still on at 2-0. And it is. And that is bunted up to third base. That's going to be a very difficult play. Picked up by Chacon. No throw. It's an infield single by Nate Alexander. Brett, that was a thing of beauty, and the bases are loaded.
That was exactly what they needed there. Down the line, a really soft bunt that allowed him to reach base.
Yeah, well, now this is it. You had the opportunity. Now we'll have a pitching change as Carter Chacon will be taken off the mound. And they're motioning towards the right fielder, Logan Wilson. We'll see if he's the new pitcher. We'll take a break. We'll come back in 2 minutes. We're in the 5th inning. Fork Oregon 2, Valley 2 on B106 and B106.com. Logan Wilson is the new pitcher for Valley, coming in from right field. So obviously a few changes. Carter Chacon looks like he's going over to third base. Let's see, no, Andrew Kern is still over there at third. Well, the new second baseman, that's Levi Montoya. And Chacon is at short. All right, so we'll figure out who the right fielder is here at some point. But nonetheless, Jarrett Bohm, who has walked and grounded out, is 0 for 1. This is the 2nd time of the game. Mustangs have had the bases loaded, and the fastball is outside. The first time in the 2nd inning, they did not score. And there's a balk. So that pitch did not even count. The balk scores the run. He did not come to a complete stop. Press, did you see that?
I did not. I was looking at the right fielder when he all of a sudden was hitting the ball. So, no, I did not see
it. Because that caught me by surprise. But nonetheless, that's a huge call. Because the balk advances the runners, and that was no pitch. This will be the first pitch of the at-bat. The Mustangs now lead 3-2. Well, that takes a lot of pressure off just by scoring that run. The offering, fastball, that's a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Blackston at third, Alexander at second. Nissel Franco began the inning by walking on 4 pitches, and that's in the dirt with a breaking ball. I don't know what that is. I mean, I've heard so many times they say something between 60 and 70% of first batter walks in an inning end up scoring. Because, you give them, I mean, I know that sounds high. I think that's probably high. And I'm talking more at this level. The pitch swung on and fouled off the end of the bat to the screen.
Not sure what that number is, John, but I agree with you. I think it's very high.
Well, I mean, at a point where the pitcher's got to be down mentally after just giving a free pass. That's why it's called a free pass. The offering swung on and grounded right back to the mound, racing to the plate is Blackston. He'll be caught in a rundown. The catcher, Chacon, throws to third. Now Blackston headed to the plate. Nobody's there, and he's going to score. That'll be a fielder's choice, and he scores. And the Mustangs are now in the lead, 4-2. So no RBI there for Jarrett Bohm. And what else can you say? It's a defensive breakdown.
Yeah, there was no reason for the catcher to get rid of that ball. He had both runners at third base, and he threw it back, and when he did, the pitcher never covered the plate.
And because of that, the Mustangs have the lead at 4-2 now. Still with nobody out. And here's Jacob Frick. He had a bunt single up the first base side and grounded out. Fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. I'd say he's feeling good about this is David Mendez. I'm sure he wasn't happy about his error in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners take their leads. The pitch. That one gets by the catcher, and racing home and scoring is Nate Alexander. Advancing to second is Jarrett Bohm. It's a 2-0 count. And the wild pitch, it is now 5-2 in favor of Fort Morgan. And this could be the inning now that they break it open. A sloppy inning for Valley. Had the first batter walk, and then that's a big mistake. Balk, a fielder's choice, a wild pitch. The 2-0 to Frick, squaring the bunt, and he takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. We're an hour and 16 minutes into the game, and it has really slowed down because of this frame. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the offering squaring the bunt that's in the dirt, blocked nicely by Chacon. And the player that it takes the toll on the most is the catcher.
No doubt, no doubt. And the last wild pitch, I believe he should have blocked it, and he knows he should have blocked that pitch, but he reached out rather than getting down into his knees and blocking the ball.
I think you're right. He might have graded himself there with a pass ball. Either way, that foul ball is off the catcher. That makes matters that much worse. And now the count at 3-2 to Jacob Frick. Now these 3 runs are all credited towards the starting pitcher, Carter Chacon, because Logan Wilson came into the game with the bases loaded and nobody out, and there's still nobody out with a man at second. 5-2 Fort Morgan, swung on and fouled off to the right. And the Mustangs need to save their arms. Wednesday, they've got Skyview at home. Thursday, Sterling at home. Friday, Skyview on the road. 3 games in 3 days, all right here on B106 and B106.com. The stretch. And the pitch outside with a fastball, and Bohm walks. Check that. Frick walks. Ball is at second.
I was wondering why David came out so quickly, but that now explains and makes sense, trying to save it for later on.
Right, because this is a non-league game. I mean, they all count, but the league games obviously count even more. They can give you a home site for the district tournament. Wes Anderson steps in. Anderson at 0 for 1, squares the bunt, the fastball strike, throw back to second, and back in diving is Bohm. Following his walk, Anderson grounded out to the second baseman. Now Montoya's there was Austin Bruntz earlier, hitting from the left side. The pitch squaring the bunt, and he waved at it at strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Now Anderson is going to have to hit away. Runners at first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. The Mustangs have already played at 3 in the frame. Logan Wilson, the right-hander, delivers. swing and a miss and a breaking ball, and he struck him out on 3 pitches. 1 out. That'll bring up River Barton, who is hitting in Tony Zwedzik's spot. Hitting from the right side, with a runner still at first and second and 1 out. The stretch and pitch. Swung on and popped foul, out of play off to the right. It's at 0-1. Mustangs have led 3 different times in the game. They led 1-0. They led 2-1. Now they're up 5-2. This is the first multiple run inning by either side. And a pitch to Barton. Breaking ball, check swing foul. Again off the catcher, Chacon. It is 0-2. Stubbs Gas and Oil at I-76 and Highway 39 in Wiggins. Don't delay and get there to see why convenience is Stubbs' middle name. And serving you the best coffees, lattes, and smoothies. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to better serve you and ready to make your favorite specialty drink or offer a sweet treat. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies, 921 Edison Street in Brush. The stretch. Wilson pitches. Called strike 3. Fastball outside corner, and there's 2 down. And here is David Mendez. Mendez is 0 for 3. A ground out, a pop-up, and he reached on an error in his most recent plate appearance. The pitch. Breaking ball, swing, and a miss. That was in the dirt, but I think he took a fastball swing at a breaking ball. That's why he was out in front, and the ball just dove well out of the strike zone. Bowman Frick off of second and first, respectively. And the offering, down and in with another curveball. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. To David Mendez, the leadoff hitter in this lineup for Fort Morgan. Mendez awaits the pitch. Swung on and driven foul off to the right and out of play. 1-2. Wind has begun to intensify just a bit out here. Peyton Chacon lays down the side. He's hoping this inning gets over with pretty quickly because he's been back behind the plate for a while. Runners take their leads. The pitch swung on and lifted in the air into shallow center field. A late jump by Joseph. Still coming, and he drops the ball. Here comes Bowman. He's going to score. Frick towards the plate. Chacon cannot make the tag. Sliding in his Frick. 2 runs scored on a drop fly ball in center field by Jacob Joseph, and the Mustangs now lead 7-2.
I think he got fooled by the swing and never took a step back, and before he knew it, he had to go for it and wasn't able to get to it.
No, you're absolutely right. That is exactly what happened. Boy, lots of unearned runs in this inning. Here's Ulysses Hernandez, the pitch. Fastball, a strike. Ulysses in the game is 1 for 3. Had that base hit driving and a run to give the Mustangs a 2-1 lead in the 4th inning. Prior to that, he popped out and struck out. The stretch and the offering. Breaking ball is low. Count level at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Mustangs already won earlier today in the completion of the suspended game, beating Weld Central 15-4. So Weld Central showed up for about 15 minutes of baseball. Unfortunately for them, the pitch, breaking ball, is in the dirt again. 2 balls and 1 strike. Let the State Farm Insurance Office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. Greg Mullen and Brush at State Farm, 842-4555. Fastball is way outside. 3-1. And a long inning for Valley. Now they're down by 5 runs. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball inside. And Mendez walks, or check that. Hernandez walks. And here's Franco. Well, Franco's barely swung the bat. Hit by a pitch. Struck out looking and walked. So he's only 0 for 1. The offering. Fastball, a strike. No balls and one strike. In fact, Franco began the inning with a 4-pitch walk, so he's the 10th hitter of the inning. I think the only thing you don't want to do in a long inning is make 2 outs. I think that happened to me a couple times. Runners are going. The pitch is in the dirt. Stolen bases, both for Mendez and Hernandez. So double stolen bases. Let's see if the Mustangs can capitalize and go up by 6 or 7 runs here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch to Franco. Fastball is up and in. Well, Wilson's had an inning. 29 pitches, and not all of this is his fault. He's had some bad luck. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Fastball just outside. 3-1. And James Martins, who swings a big bat, is on deck. Logan Wilson gets the sign from Peyton Chacon. And the 3-1. Swag and a miss on a fastball down at the knees. 3-2. The Press, I think the play that turned this around was that fielder's choice. Hit by Bohm, where they should have had Blackston out at the plate. Instead, it became a 4-2 game. Now it's blown open. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And the inning is over. But not before the Mustangs do some major damage. In the top of the 5th inning, 5 runs for Fort Morgan on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score, Fort Morgan 7, Valley 2 on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran with Press Salcedo as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning from Bigfoot Turf Farms, and the Mustangs now lead the Valley Vikings 7-2. This is where it get a little bit challenging for a pitcher because Alexander was in that dugout for a long time. Of course, he was part of the 5-run inning in which the Mustangs had just 1 hit, but they took advantage of a walk, a hit batsman, a balk, a fielder's choice. The pitch, fastball is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's see if this is Austin Brunser. They did have a shift there in the lineup. Swung on and fisted down the third base line for a base hit by Bruns, by the diving Franco. Well, I talk about a defensive swing, but a very good one by Bruns, who sent that one into left field. So Valley has their opening hitter this inning on base. Here's Troy Wright, who was grounded out and sacrificed. He is 0 for 1 in the game. Valley looking to chip away down 7-2. The pitch, and the breaking ball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Alexander beginning his 2nd inning of work. Bruns takes the lead at first. Mustangs looking for the double play. Throw back to first, and Bohm has to dig that one out. Let's see, I did promise that we'd run through the Mendez line here. We'll get to that momentarily, and what he did. The pitch swung on and driven into right center field. That's going to be trouble. Long run to his left. Diving, and makes the catch out there. It's Sergio Moncada. What a play by the Mustang center fielder to rob Troy Wright of perhaps a double. And there's 1 down in the bottom of the 5th inning, and he laid out.
Cover a lot of ground on that play.
I got to tell you, Press, I love great defense in baseball. It's more impressive than a home run or the defense. I mean, and that changes an entire inning.
No doubt. It could have easily been 2 runners on and no outs, and now we got a runner on left and 1 out.
And ball 1 there to Peyton Chacon, who drove in a run with a base hit. In his last plate appearance, he's 1 for 2. The stretch and the offering. Swinging and a miss and a fastball, throw back to first, and Bohm digs it out back and sliding is Austin Bruns. Count is leveled at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the Mustangs looking for the double play to get out of this inning. Up 7-2. The pitch outside with a changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike. The stretch in the pitch. Fastball is high. 3-1. And again, you magnify these plays defensively, that play, because If this hitter reaches, that could have been a bases-loaded, no-out situation. Alexander, throw back to first, back in diving again. It's Austin Brunts. Got to go after the hitter here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Fort Morgan with 5 runs in the 5th. Fastball down the middle at the knees. It's strike 2. Yeah, between Alexander and Mendez, I mean, they throw some smoke. Alexander just got to keep it in the zone. That is his one issue at times, is that he loses a little bit of control. 3-2. The offering, and the breaking ball is lifted to right field. Should be a routine play with a runner going. The ball is caught. Now a throw back to first. It's a double play for the Mustangs as the ball is caught by Frick. And with Brunts taking off for second, he picked it up late. And it's a 9-3 double play to end the inning. We head to the 6th inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and the bases left empty. Fort Morgan 7, Valley 2 on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs with a 7-2 lead over the Valley Vikings as Fort Morgan is looking to improve to 8-0 after a 5-run onslaught in the top of the 5th inning. And Logan Wilson, who came into the game for Valley, actually pitched pretty well, but didn't have some defensive support behind him, and also he did balk in a run, is beginning another inning of work. The Mustangs here coming up in this frame will have the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, James Martins, Nate Alexander, and Jared Bohm. Yeah, you look at the line score. Both teams have 5 hits. Both teams have committed 2 errors, but it's 7-2. Fort Morgan, though, has stranded 8. Valley has stranded 4. Gives you an indication that the Mustangs could have even more than the 7 runs they have. The pitch. That's a ball low and away on the fastball. Barnes today is 1 for 1. He's got the unusual line, a base hit in the first, and then he was hit by a pitch in his last 2 plate appearances, the offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle. The shortstop right there drops the ball, picks it up, and no throw, and that's an error on Carter Chacon. The 3rd error of the game by Valley as Martins reaches. Barnes now officially 1 for 2. And James Blackston will be the courtesy runner for Fort Morgan. So here comes Alexander, who is 2 for 3. After popping out, he doubled, and then he laid down that beautiful bunt that loaded the bases and led to that 5-run frame 1 inning ago. The pitch, and that one's in the dirt. Nice job by Chacon. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, if Fort Morgan plates another 5 and then shuts down Valley, they could make this a 6-inning game instead of going 7. And that'll save you an inning of work out of your pitchers, but they've got to get the job done offensively. 1-0. Fastball, a strike on the outer half thigh high, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. John Beltran with Press Salcedo here at Bigfoot Turf Farms. A very nice Saturday. Mustangs have not trailed in the game. Playing in at third base is Andrew Current. Short lead at first for Blackston, and calling time. I don't know if Alexander called. I think it was the home plate umpire. Either way, the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Chacon lays down the sign. Short lead at first for Blackston. And the pitch. Breaking ball is fisted towards center field. That's a base hit. Blackston to second. He'll hold right there. And Alexander's had a very nice game. He is now 3 for 4. And he could be the pitcher of record. So now the Mustangs have something going. First and second. With nobody out. Well, Mustangs with Emmanuel Armendariz. And he will bat for the Mustangs first and second. Here in the top half of the 6th inning with Fort Morgan leading 7-2. Oh, he's got some of his JV teammates cheering him on down there. I think I heard an andale with Emmanuel Armandaris. And Logan Wilson now in a heap of trouble. First and second. Well, this is good. I mean, this is how you get better as a team, Press. When you have all these seniors, get some of these underclassmen to get some varsity at-bats.
No doubt, and that's why you want to be ahead in the game so you can allow them to get some experience at this level and hopefully be ready for next time you need them.
Absolutely, as that bunt is foul up the third base side by Armendati. So the bunt is on, trying to sacrifice the runners, and this is also part of getting better as a team with these underclassmen playing that small ball, making sure they can execute exactly what Bohm did earlier, what Alexander did earlier. The stretch. More than likely squaring the bunt, he is. And, boy, he went after a pitch that was way outside. Taking off for third is Blackston to throw. That's late. And he took off as soon as that ball went off the glove of Chuck Horn. So now it's no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, and bunting at that pitch, that's part of the inexperience you got to get through because that pitch was not even close. In fact, I might have hit a left-handed hitter. That's how far outside that was. But either way, let's see what Coach Langford decides to instruct Armendariz to do, considering he's got 2 strikes on him. And, of course, if you bunt, foul a third strike, that's an automatic strikeout, the stretch. Looks like he'll hit away with the runners. No, he's going to square the bunt, and he fouls it off, and that's a strikeout for Armendariz, and there's 1 down. So 1 down here at the top half of the 6th inning. As here's Jacob Frick. The stretch by Logan Wilson. Looks back at the offering. Breaking ball swing and a miss. 0-1. 1 for 2 is Jacob Frick. He actually had that bunt earlier. Then he grounded out and walked. The Mustangs broke it open with 5 runs in the 5th inning. The offering swung on and driven foul off to the right. And out of play. It's 0-2. Blackston at third, Alexander at first. Hey, you still want to hit the ball because, you only have 6 hits in the game. I mean, you'd like to win the game with 10 or 11 hits, somewhere in close to double digits. You don't want to win games when the opposing team's helping out. Boy, he's on top of the plate. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Alexander. Press, one of your favorite words in baseball is protect. Look at this protection right in that left cleat.
One of the things I've been noticing of all the Mustang hitters, when they get behind in the count, they get right on top of the plate.
Yeah. And now Alexander taking off for second. He thought, they're going to force a throw home. And scoring is Blackston. Alexander being run back to first. He dives the slide. He's out. Okay, Alexander's out. But Blackston is able to score as he took off for the plate. So that goes 2-6-3. Yeah, this is when it gets really fun to score this stuff on the phone. But nonetheless, Alexander picked off at first base. Line and pitch. That is a called strike on the breaking ball to Jacob Frick. Yeah, that should be the third strike, and that's the inning. Yeah, the teams weren't getting off the field necessarily, but that is a called strike 3, and the inning is over. But the Mustangs, to score a run, they do it on 1 base hit, 1 error, and nobody left. 5.5 complete from Bigfoot Turf Farms. Fort Morgan 8, Valley 2 on B106 and B106.com. Bottom of the 6th inning as the Mustangs lead the Valley Vikings 7-2 from Bigfoot Turf Farms. Normally we tell you can follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com, but since this is well up Road 49, not getting much in terms of internet cooperation, so we will have all the numbers. You can check them out after the game. Normally you can follow us pitch by going to that KSIRsports.com link, but either way, all the numbers will be up the official numbers there right after the game, and once we get some internet coverage and we can send up all the numbers up to the web and through the site on KSIRsports.com. Here we go at the bottom of the sixth inning. Carter Chacon against Nate Alexander, the pitch, and the breaking ball by Alexander, who begins his third inning of work, is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball in the inside corner. The count at 1-1. Chacon is grounded out and struck out. He is 0 for 2. The offering. Breaking ball is high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Chacon, who is the pitcher of record for Valley. And the offering. Swung on and driven down the right field line, but foul. And out of play. Give it a nice swing. Count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carter Chacon. Alexander ready. The offering. Breaking ball foul up the first base side. For David Mendez today, 57 pitches. 4 strikeouts, allowed 3 hits, 2 walks in 3 innings of work. Swung on, that ball is popped up into left center field, ranging over and making the catch for the first out of the inning. Who is up? Is that Blackston in left? Or River Barton, that should be in left field. And there's 1 down. I didn't have the left fielder here when the Mustangs made those changes. But yeah, that should be River Barton for the opening out. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Fastball is low to Ramiro Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 2. Grounded to the mound and then grounded to short. The pitch. Breaking ball is popped foul. Out of play off to the right. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. That's what you want. Keep the inning nice and short. The Mustangs got some help with a double play in the last inning. The pitch swung on. That one is popped up. Foul off to the right and out of play. Yeah, Alexander, Press, he's not trying to be too cute. Just challenge the hitters.
That's what you do when you get ahead in the game like he is. Throw strikes and get out of the inning.
Up and in with a breaking ball. The count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fort Morgan 8, Valley 2. Fort Morgan's big inning was the 4th when they tallied 5 runs. The pitch upstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alexander would be the winning pitcher in this game. And the pitch. Call strike 3 down and in on the fastball, and Martinez strikes out. And there's 2 down. Not sure about that one, but either way.
Yeah,
Mustangs had 1 go against them earlier in the game like that.
He didn't like that pitch, and I have to agree with him. He looked to be inside.
Jacob Joseph had a nice game, 2 for 2. Down and in with a fastball, it's 1-0. Joseph has exploited the right center field area on those 2 hits. Fastball is strike at the knees, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. We're straight up at 1 o'clock. This is KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan, Morgan County's B106. Swung on and popped up and out of play behind the press box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, we could reserve weather like this, but I'm a little bit greedy. A little warmer would be nicer and less wind. But you can't play God. You go with what the weather brings you. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. The base is empty in the bottom of the 6th. And the offering. Swing and a miss, and Martins has to tag out Jacob Joseph, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Nate Alexander. 6 complete. We'll head to the 7th with a score. Fort Morgan 8, Valley 2 on B106 and B106.com. We'll head to the 7th inning from Bigfoot Turf Farms. The Fort Morgan Mustangs leading the Valley Vikings by a score of 8-2. The Mustangs will be sending up Wes Anderson. And looks like we might have a pinch hitter. It might be Charlie Rodriguez. Let's see, I'll pull up the roster for the Mustangs. Charlie Rodriguez will be batting second in the inning for Fort Morgan against right-hander Logan Wilson, who came into the game in the 5th inning in relief of Carter Chacon. Anderson is 0 for 2. He's walked, grounded out, and struck out. And he takes the ball downstairs, 1-0. And the Mustangs only have 6 hits in the game, so they haven't clubbed the ball. But they've done the job on the mound. The pitch swung on. That ball is driven hard on the ground to first base off Martinez's glove. He'll pick it up. He'll throw wildly past first, and the ball is backed up by the catcher and into the dugout, though. Into the dugout. That's 2 errors on one play on Martinez. He misplayed the ball on the ground, and then he threw it away. So advancing to second is Wes Anderson, and the Mustangs will also have a courtesy runner. And here comes Charlie Rodriguez into the game. Yeah, that the courtesy runner is one that we don't have on here because that's one of those that coming off the JV roster. Nonetheless, the Mustangs looking to extend the 8-2 lead here in the top of the 7th inning as Charlie Rodriguez will step in. And for Valley, that's 5 errors in the game because, yeah, that constitutes his 2-on-1 play. And right there, I think, Press, you just hold on to the ball and allow the runner to reach when you make a play like that because it didn't look like they had a realistic chance of getting Anderson out.
Yeah, you just minimize the damage. I mean, there wasn't a play at the end there.
The stretch and the pitch to Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. He threw the fastball right by him. Looked like Rodriguez's bat was out in front a little bit as well. Apparently Aguilar, they're saying at second base. The pitch. Oh, it's fooled by the breaking ball. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. This is, again, the press message. Protect here because you can tell some inexperience there with those first 2. The pitch outside. He's really on top of the plate. I mean, Rodriguez is making sure that if he's going to strike out or if he's going to get out, he's going to make sure the opposing team earns it. He's not going to give it to him. The stretch. And the 1-2. Swinging a miss and a breaking ball. Yeah, that same pitch got him on 2 consecutive pitches, and there's 1 down here in the 7th inning. Yeah, tough pitch unless you have lots of at-bats to lay off of it. And here's David Mendez stepping in for Fort Morgan. The pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Mendez is 0 for 4 in the game. He's grounded out, popped out, and he has reached twice on errors. And the offering, and the breaking ball's in there for a strike. And he reached on the biggest error. It was 5-2, 2 outs in the 4th inning. He had a pop-up to the center fielder, Joseph. He got fooled. He came in, had his glove on the ball. He dropped the ball, 2-run scored. And all of a sudden, a 3-run game became a 5-run game, which is now a 6-run game. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball.
And you're right. That was one of the biggest key points of the game when that ball was dropped.
Yeah, because, I mean, 5-2, you think you're still in the game. But 7-2, not even a grand slam can tie the game. It's 1-2 to Mendez. Logan Wilson delivers outside with a fastball. And the count is at 2-2. The Mustangs have scored in each of the last 4 innings. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 5 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. And the 2-2 pitch. Low. Well, that's a tough pitch to lay off of. Great discipline there by Mendez. But the breaking ball was low. It's 3-2. That's why you tell a hitter you can't read it out of the ball in flight. You got to read the ball right out of the pitcher's hand. Swung on that one. It's drilled into left center field, and to his right is Joseph. He makes the running catch. Aguilar back to second, and he is going to be back in there as the ball goes into the infield. But Mendez, who is now 0 for 5, had his best at bat right there. But Joseph made the play. Well, I thought that thing was headed for the fence for sure. Instead, there's 2 down. And let's see if the Mustangs will send up there. Let's see if I've got this name up there. Edgar Soto. So Edgar Soto will be hitting, and Ulysses Hernandez's spot. And again, this is the best part of these games. And Price, you made the point earlier. You have to get out in front of these games. If not, you're not going to allow your younger players to get these at-bats. And, I mean, all right, they strike out or they don't have success. So even a negative experience is still a good experience when you look at it. I know that's an oxymoron, but, you know, that we know in baseball the path to success goes through some failure.
Yeah, it is kind of a spring training for the coach because he's able to put some of those players in and give them some playing time.
With 2 outs and a man on at second, 8-2 Fort Morgan. Edgar Soto steps in. The pitch swung on. That ball is fisted into right field. Coming in out to his left and diving. Did he make the catch? Yes, the catch was made out there in right field on what looked like to be a routine fly ball, but finally put away. And the inning is over. The Mustangs do not score for the first time since the second inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's Fort Morgan 8, Valley 2 on B106 and B106.com. Well, to the bottom of the 7th inning. Troy Wright, by the way, was the Valley right fielder who put it away and made that nice play off of the fly ball hit by Edgar Soto as the Mustangs were held scoreless in that top of the 7th inning, but they're 3 outs away from making it 8-0 on the season. Of course, they'll continue league play. This is a non-league game on Wednesday, right here on B106 and B106.com at 4 o'clock at home against Skyview. 3 games in 3 days coming up next week. Thursday at home against Sterling, Friday on the road against Skyview. Well, let's see if James Martins can secure the victory as Andrew Kern will step in for Valley. 7, 8, and 9. Valley will have a pinch hitter coming up in the number 8 hole. Kern in the game is only 0 for 1. He walked and struck out. Line by Martins, the pitch. Fastball is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Martins probably figure the number 4 pitcher on this team after Mendez, Hernandez, and Nate Alexander. But he's got to get some work in the pitch. Breaking ball went behind his back. 2-0. This was a one game, a 2-2 game, then 7-2 when the Mustangs scored 5 runs at the top of the 5th. The offering, a strike, pitched down in the zone, but called a strike. It's 2-1. Barnes gets the sign. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. Counted 2-2. Don't let finances stand in your way of pursuing your college education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session that will get you on the right track and find out what options are available to help you. Breaking ball called strike 3. That was beautiful. On the extreme outside corner, which is where Schneider was set up, and there's one down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Avery Hanslick is the hitter now for Valley. The pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Another right-handed hitter for Valley. With the bases empty in the 7th. The pitch, a strike, a fastball down the middle. Belts high. The count is at 1-1. Barnes getting the sign from Schneider. You think keep it pretty simple with a 6-run lead. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball above the letters. Ball 1, strike 2 to Avery Hanslick. There is the wind. And the pitch swung on and fouled back to him. Another curveball. Hanslick got a piece of it. Levon Montoya's on deck for Valley. We'll see another 1-2 pitch coming up. Schneider lays down the sign. And the offering. The knuckleball's in the dirt. I didn't like that one. I didn't see that one go. But you could clearly tell it was a knuckle.
Well, that's when you're ahead in the count, then you are able to do those. Practice a few pitches.
Yeah, and way ahead in the game. 2-2 pitch. Another knuckle swing and a miss. Now, that might have been more of a knuckle curve, but either way, it's a strikeout, and there's 2 down.
It was a beauty of a pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Right down in the zone.
Well, how do you lay off of that?
Now when you behind in the count.
And when the ball's moving like that, it's almost impossible to hit. By Levi Montoya, who was walked and grounded out, the 9th hitter in this lineup. He is 0 for 1 with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. Line in the pitch, and the breaking ball swung on and grounded to Mendez at short, right through his legs. And Mendez has committed his 2nd error of the game. Well, he's not going to be happy about that. He could have ended the game by just making what would have been a routine play. And for the Mustangs, they have committed 3 errors in the game, 2 by Mendez. Valley, by the way, has 5. So here's Austin Brunts. As an error has extended the game. The pitch. And that ball hit him on the knuckler. All right, so... Well, the game hasn't been conventional at times, so... No surprise that the game continues a little bit. Here's Troy Wright. He grounded out. He sacrificed, and then he popped out. Again, the Mustangs just 1 out away, leading 8-2 over Valley here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The stretch. James Martins looks back. And the offering. Fastball is a little bit inside. 1 ball and no strikes. David Mendez went 3 innings. Nate Alexander went 3, and now Martin's trying to close it out for Fort Morgan. Looking back. And the 1-0. Fastball a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Montoya at second, Brunts at first. Right from the right side. Awaits the 1-1 pitch from Martins. Swung on and foul back. Oh, Martins is looking to strike out the side. Yeah, David Mendez today only 3 strikeouts in 3 innings, so still had some decent stuff. I believe 4 strikeouts in 3 innings. And the pitch. And that is that he's wave at it, he foul-tipped it, and Schneider almost caught it. It would have ended the game, but instead it remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Troy Wright. Schneider lays down the signal. Barnes with the 1-2 pitch just outside with a fastball. Of course, he was set up out there, and that gives the umpire a better look at it. It is 2-2. Montoya off of second, Brunts off of first. And Martins with a 2-2. In the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I think Coach Langford just wants him to go after the hitter. Some long pauses, you look at the runner, you lose your rhythm, and you don't throw balls in the strike zone. 3-2, the runners will be taking off with this pitch. Throw back to first. Well, maybe that was the signal. Okay. Either way, back in diving is Brunts. Well, we'll have a 3-2 pitch coming up here momentarily. To Troy Wright. Barnes looks in. And the step off, yeah, see, I think, well, let's see. Maybe that'll help him, I don't know, but long time in between pitches here. On deck, by the way, is Peyton Chacon. But it's a 6-run lead for the Mustangs. And the offering. Fouled to the screen. It remains at 3-2 to James Martins. We'll do it once again here at 3-2. Well, the last out sometimes is the toughest out. In this case, it's the longest out. And Martins looks back. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Another one of those hangers.
Yeah, but he did not have a good swing. It was a defensive swing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's
pulled by the kid.
Yeah. He just wants to get on base. That's it. I mean, let's face it. The run doesn't mean anything because the Mustangs are up by 6 here in the 7th. Throw back to second, and that ball skips off of Mendez, but towards the second baseman Hernandez. Yeah, I just don't think these pickoff attempts help at all. I mean, it's a cheap out if you can get it, but Valley's not falling for that. You got to go after the hitter at this point. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom 7, Fort Morgan 8, Valley 2. Martins, the pitch to right. Swung on and grounded on the right side. The second baseman, Hernandez, gloves. Sidearms to first. It's a wide throw. And towards the screen. Rome's going to pick it up, but rounding third is Montoya. He will score. And on the second error of the inning, this one by Hernandez, it's now Fort Morgan 8, Valley 3. Well, unfortunately, the inning continues. Well, this game should have been over about 7 or 8 minutes ago. Peyton Chacon has struck out, singled, and popped out. He's 1 for 3. Coach Langford will be happy with the Mustangs winning, assuming that's still going to happen, but he's not going to be very happy with the way this game is ending. I mean, Mendez with an error, and this is the middle infield, too. The stretch and the pitch, and that is inside. That run allowed by Martins is certainly unearned. 1 ball and no strikes. To Peyton Chacon. Stretch and offering. Fastball is high. I mean, the tying run is in the hole, so no danger yet. But they're down in the count at 2-0. The pitch. Oh, he threw him a breaking ball in the dirt. And I don't get that one. 2-0 with a 4-run lead. I mean, you got to go after this guy. 3 balls and no strikes to Peyton Chacon. Stretch by Martins. Let's see if he can come all the way back. And the pitch. Fastball, a strike. Took something off it on the inside corner. It's 3-1. Yeah, he's thrown 26 pitches, but it should have been more like 10 to 15 pitches. 3 balls and 1 strike. Runners take their lead to the corners. The pitch in the dirt, and the bases are loaded for Carter Chacon, who is grounded to short, struck out, and popped up. And here comes Josh Langford of the hill to discuss some things. Obviously, can't be too happy right now, considering Mustangs had this game in hand and still have a 5-run lead with the bases loaded and 2 outs. At blowdornlumber.com, you can browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales flyer, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Doesn't matter if you're a contractor or painting your kitchen. At Blowdorn Lumber, you'll get the same friendly service and advice to make your job easier. Friendly place, serious service. That's Blowdorn Lumber. So Chacon for the left side to hit for Valley. With the Vikings still with a hope of maybe coming all the way back, but they need these next 2 to get on because the tying run is on deck. Laying down the sign of Schneider. Line and pitch. A strike down the middle. And it is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Chacon. And the offering. In the dirt. It skips off the catcher Schneider to the screen. And Bruns will score. The other runners advance. It's now 8-4. It was Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra is now 87. It ain't over till it's over.
And there's no doubt about that. This is probably one of the fewest hitters that we want to face in this situation.
All right, exactly. The wind and the 1-1 offering. Swung on and fouled back. Now the Mustangs again. One pitch away here is Fort Morgan from putting this away. Barnes looks in from the windup. And the pitch swung on and grounded foul up the first base side. And the count is remains, I should say, a 1-2. One ball, two strikes, 2 on, 2 in, 2 out. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Fort Morgan leads Valley 8-4. The wind by Barnes and the offering upstairs. And that was off the plate, 2-2. Ramiro Martinez is on deck. He hopes to hit in this game and not in the next one if Valley's to have a shot. It'll be a 2-2 pitch coming up to Chacon in the dirt. 3-2. It was 8-2, 2 out, nobody on, and this rally started with an error, and has continued several minutes later. Payoff pitch, swung on and fouled off the end of the bat towards the Fort Morgan dugout. Count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Carter Chacon. Again, Schneider lays down the sign. Line and pitch. Swung on and popped up. David Mendez is short to his right. Calls for it. He's under it. Makes the catch, and the Fort Morgan Mustangs have won the game by a score of 8-4. Although it was not a pretty inning for the Mustangs as Valley scored a couple of runs. They were aided by 2 errors. We'll come back with a recap of the game after this. Fort Morgan 8, Valley 4 on B106 and B106.com. Welcome to the Mustang Post-Game Show, brought to you by High Plains Bank in Wiggins. The friendly staff at High Plains Bank in Wiggins can assist you with a home loan, equity line of credit, commercial loan, or checking account. To receive hometown service at a higher plane, visit High Plains Bank today. John Beltran back with Press Salcido as the Mustangs win the game over the Valley Vikings 8-4. For the Mustangs, 8 runs on 6 hits, 4 errors, 9 left on base, 4 runs on 5 hits, 5 errors, 6 left on base for Valley. The winning pitcher was Nate Alexander in relief. The loss went to Carter Chacon. Time of the game, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Valley drops to 5-2, and the Mustangs improved to 8-0 as a result of the victory. Mustangs did grab a 1-0 lead in the 3rd inning. Valley was able to tie it. Mustangs went back up. Nate Alexander actually gave them a 1-0 lead with an RBI double, but it was 2-1 Fort Morgan until Valley tied it in the bottom of the 4th inning. But then the Mustangs exploded with 5 runs in the 5th inning, but they only had 1 hit. They were aided by a 2-run error by center fielder Jacob Joseph. And I think Preston just teaches you in this game that you don't hit the ball too well like the Mustangs really did great today. You have to do the little things right. And I don't know if both teams did the little things right. Maybe just Valley did more of the little things wrong. So we did have 9 errors.
Yeah, and you know, when you commit errors, you go into head long innings, and those long innings can turn into a lot of runs, and that's kind of what happened today.
And it happened in the 4th inning as the Mustangs were able to take a 2-2 game and make it 7-2, and they go on to win the game this afternoon at Bigfoot Turf Farms by a score of 8-4. Mustangs are back in action coming up on Wednesday right here on B106 and B106.com. We'll have the game in Fort Morgan against Skyview. Then, of course, we'll have them Thursday and Friday as well. Thursday at home at 4 o'clock against Sterling, and Friday in Thornton against Skyview as well. Sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustang Baseball, doing an excellent job this afternoon, has been Braden Godin. For Press Salcido, I'm John Beltran. The final score from Bigfoot Turf Farms, Fort Morgan 8, Valley 4, all right here on B106 and B106.com.